Hey guys, so this week on my Instagram I put out a little transformation of my yearling's mane that I did without any pulling, and you guys said you wanted to see a tutorial of how I did that. He's in the background right now playing with a monk fork. Can you not do that? I know some of our horses have really thick manes and they can get really hot on their neck in the summer, and a lot of horses, and we can't blame them, hate their mane pulled. I know Diesel is one of them, and it's just a process that I've never enjoyed. So when I found this, I was thrilled. I did find this technique on TikTok, and I cannot for the life of me find the original video. So if you know what video I'm talking about, please feel free to either link it below or tag the creator or whatever you want to do. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. This is Miss Maple. She's gonna help me out with showing you guys how to do this today. All you're gonna need is your pony, obviously, and some sort of comb. Some people prefer the little metal pulling combs. I personally lose those all the time, so the bigger the comb, the better for me. This one is just a plastic comb made by Tough One. I think it came in my saddle box. The only thing you might need to go out and purchase if you don't have already are thinning shears. I've seen people do it with a thinning razor as well. It's really your personal preference. But the important thing to notice about these, I have a regular pair of scissors here as well. Regular scissors versus a pulling comb. You'll notice on the pulling comb they have these little teeth here, and that's really important to this process. You do not want to use regular scissors. That is the main, that is the main ticket to remember here. So let's go ahead and get started. So here we have Maple's mane. It's not terribly long. It's not as long as Duncan's was in the original video, but it is longer than I would like if I were to braid it. It's also very thick. So obviously we know the problems with pulling. If you don't know the problems with pulling, basically it's pulling the hair out of the root, and as kids we're always told that horses have no nerve endings through their neck, so it doesn't hurt them. But if you've ever pulled a horse's mane, you know they can feel it and they don't like it most of the time. Some horses don't care at all. Most horses are not a fan, and it's just a process and they need to be drugged, and honestly in my opinion it's just unnecessary. So the problem with blunt cutting, and again, everything is a style preference, so if you like blunt cutting, then so be it. I literally do not care. This is just my personal preference, is it makes a very straight line, and it looks like it gives a horse a bowl cut. So that's what happens when we use the other scissors, the teal ones that I showed you earlier. So again, you're gonna want your thinning shears in this case. Similar to how we do when we pull, we're gonna just grab a little bit of hair, a long piece, and start combing up until you get a little bit left over, those long pieces, and then you're gonna go in with your thinning shears and just trim that down. And the thinning shears will not cut the whole piece off, it just kind of trims it a little bit, and then you're gonna brush that back out. Now granted, this is a very long process, so don't do it if you only have 10 minutes at the barn, because you're gonna leave your horse with a mullet, and I don't think your horse is gonna appreciate that very much. Just start trimming down. Good girl. This is a really great thing to work on if your horse needs to learn patience while tied. That's how this originally started with Duncan. We were working on getting tied for the day and needed something to work on. So I tackled that feral mane of his. And again, to touch on the personal preference thing, if you like your horse's mane long, that's totally fine. No one's gonna stop you. This is just upkeep of a show horse's mane. Notice how when I comb it back down, you don't see any blunt edges, you don't see anything significantly shorter than the rest, but you do see where I was just trimming is just a little bit further up than, say, right here. So I'm just gonna keep grabbing these long pieces, combing up, and shearing them. And because you're grabbing so little mane at a time, that's why it takes so long, but you will start to notice a difference fairly quickly. I'm gonna switch over to time lapse really quick and show you guys the before and after of this mane.